Well, hey folks, Fat Guy Flies RC. All right, Hobby King sent me out the VIPER 64. Let's unbox it and put this bad boy together. All right, now to give you a little bit about the plane, it says it's ideal for your first EDF, great handling, fixed fully sprung suspension gear, runs on a 6S setup, a smaller 6S, a reversing ESC, big battery bay, really high, very high visibility paint scheme. It's got 1100 millimeter wingspan, high speed aileron or servos, 6-channel control, with a reversing being the 6th channel. Runs on a 6S 2200 up to 2400 or 2 3S packs in series, and has an XT60 adapter. Alrighty, I'll pause just a moment. Alrighty, we're back. Had a little technical difficulty there. Alright, get everything out of... Let's see, it says recommended batteries are the Turnigy Nanotech, Turnigy Bolt, or the regular Turnigy batteries, the 2200s in a series. Let's see what we got here. Of course, everything's packed where you could drop it off the back of a truck. Okay. All right, first up is the wing. This reminds me an awful lot of the Arrows Marlin. Now you're gonna, very nice finish on the plane. Like I've said many times, you can see the individual cells, but you cannot feel them. Does have foam hinges, but they are, yeah, they're laminate reinforced. So that's good. That's good. Make sure, go ahead and undo these wires right here. Okay, and should be some leads that are provided with the plane. Go ahead and hook up those leads. Everything's labeled, so you don't have to worry about, you know, figuring out what's what. So we'll have to put on your control rods, but that's okay. I want to get it bound up first. Very love the contrast and colors are great there. That's great for orientation. Okay, put all this down here. Put this here. All right. They sent me a little box here, and it's a battery. Now I don't know if yours is going to come with a battery or not. I don't think this is what's going to run the plane. I think they just sent this battery to me to feature. This is a 2200. So there's no way this is a 6S. No, this is a 3-cell. This is their new series of 2200 3S's. Now, if there's another one in here, I could do it in series. I don't know if there's I don't see another. Hey, there is. Hey. Okay, cool. All right. Let me pause and get these on charge, and I'll put these in series and fly in the plane. Hold on just a second. All right, we're back. Now, yours won't come with a battery. This is what Hobby King told me they were going to send me some batteries to feature with the plane. So, quick setup guide. Your suspension gear. It's very, very simple to install. They just plug in place. If you watch my video on Arrows Marlin or the Arrows F86, the same kind of gear, or the Banshee, it is the same type of setup. Okay, another little box here. And if you're curious, more curious about watching about Hobby King planes, another great site, John VHC or GB Linden's, they both feature a lot of the Hobby King product. Every little bag of goodies, everything's labeled. I mean, you're gonna have a hard time, you know, if you don't get that right. Aileron, rudder. I mean, if you get that wrong, well, that's on you, because it is labeled what you do. And then there's all those leads I was talking about. And then here's your wing bolts, and they're very obvious, and they're all dark. Looks like a 2mm hex drive. We'll get them put in. You get a little bit of Velcro. And this is a hard plastic joiner piece to install the front wing. And if you look right there, and if you look right there, okay, FBI calls that a clue. You're like, well, you're being a smart butt now. All right. Really nice horizontal stabilizer, otherwise known as elevator. Yeah, this reminds me so much of the Banshee. Another good quality 64. Now, there's no guessing as to where you're going to install your control rod. There's only one hole there, so that makes it easier. Little things like that just make the setup and the prep so much faster. I'll be using like foam tack to put the winglets on. And you'd be surprised how effective those winglets are. Great for stability. And now, the main event. All right. That out of the way. The main event. The fuselage. Fuselage. A few moments later. Actually, it was open on one end. I could just slid it out. All right. Now, this is nice. This is something you haven't seen. This exhaust, all hard plastic there. That's nice. That's a wear point, too, because people grab it. Look right down them inlets. Now, I wish... Now, this, to me, this is a miss. There should have been hard plastic here also, because you're going to have stuff get sucked into there, and that's a wear point. Easy access to your EDF. I may at some point put an afterburner in it, but not right now. Make sure you work these hinges. Even though they're foam hinges, they do have a laminate in there, so you need to work that a little bit. Work it, work it. Okay. Nice big hard wooden tray to put your batteries in. And like I said, everything is labeled. All right. Got your rudder steering servo, reverse thrust and throttle, elevator, rudder, and then your aileron and your flaps will come through on your wing. All right, let's get everything together. We'll be right back. We'll start putting this bad boy together. All right, we're back. Now, to all those wing bolts and the black bolts that I was showing you, they all take a 2.5mm hex drive, okay? So first thing you're going to want to do is grab your bag of leads, servo leads, which I put them somewhere. Oh, right here, right here in front of my face. All right. Let's go ahead and get them things labeled before we go any further. And like I said, everything is labeled here. Okay. So I'm going to grab, first one says aileron. Grab the one that's labeled aileron. Okay. And remember on your polarity, let me get you turned just a little bit. Anytime you're hooking up servo leads together, okay, it's always going to be yellow to yellow, or light to light, dark to dark. Always, always, always. You're going to have two for aileron, light to light, dark to dark. Does have a little bit of a kind of a satisfying little click into place. All right, so it's going to look like that. Okay, grab the one that says flap. You've only got four. You got aileron and flaps coming out. And remember, light to light, dark to dark on polarity. You could actually put this plane together at the field if you wanted to. Light to light, dark to dark. They kind of have it, like I said, a little bit of a snap-in type feel to them. Okay. Having a model stand or a plane stand like this is a huge help. Really is. Okay. Take your leads. There's a hole there. You're going to fish all that through there. Okay. Letting gravity be your friend here. Grab your two leads. Pull that through. Remember, we already put that little joiner piece in there. Okay. And that's going to sit down in there. And that little saddle, kind of pick it up. Make sure you don't have any wires pinched. That everything is freely falling through there. Okay. And start putting those bolts in. Remember, 2.5 hex drive. We'll get it done. Excuse the beep. That's those batteries charging. And they're done already. Okay. Now I like, just like anytime you're putting batteries in, or just like when you put a tire on a car, lug nuts, you know, crisscross pattern as you install it. I do the same thing with a wing because I want even connection all over. Not trying to hurry, but I want to get this together and then get it out to the field and get y'all a maiden. At least that's my goal. That's my goal anyways. Because I'm getting ready to have to work all week, and it'll be a while before I can get back out in the field. Now, when these things seat, if you notice how I'm putting these in, I screw them in, okay? Now I feel them hit bottom, and I just kind of take the top two fingers, a nice little, a couple little turns, tighten them, snug them up. Okay, that wing is on there. Okay, now we're going to take our fuselage, turn it over. Now we got these two connections here. From what I just say, light to light, dark to dark, silver side up. Okay, go ahead and grab one of them. And in case you're ever wondering why on servos, you know, like this is yellow and this is white, that lets the manufacturer know this is a reverse servo, or this is how they have it packaged. That's usually what that means. Okay, but it's still the same rules. Light to light, dark to dark. No matter who makes the servo or how it's configured, the polarity is always light to light, dark to dark. Okay. 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 All right. Now, little trick here. So I'm going to reach in there and I want to grab the rudder servo lead and the aileron, or the elevator. And that should be able to pull them through a little bit, hopefully. Well, maybe not. Yeah, they must be. Oh, there we go. There we go. See, I want to pull up that slack there. Okay. I want them to pull into there. But they need to fit into there. Take a blunt tool like the screwdriver, okay, and then just kind of push them in, them servo connectors in there, because you want them up and out of the way. All right. All right. Get that seated in there nice like that. There's no glue needed. Okay. Take your 2.5 hex head. Feed that down in there like that. Oh, it's not lining up. Let me get another one in there. Look down the channel there and you should see the hole line up. Just like that. If it doesn't just drop right in there, don't force anything. Just go ahead and pull it back out, start over. All right, sometimes you have to finagle a few things, move things around to get the right angle. Okay. Notice there aren't any extra screws, so don't lose them. That's why I like using these magnetic trays. Yeah, make sure it lines up. All right, let me fight with that for a minute. We'll be right back. All right, I just had to keep finagling the screws back and forth to finally get them seated right, but that elevator is on there now. All right, so turn your attention to the gear, okay? You'll see these lock-in points, there's a hole right there, all right? You're gonna want these wheels to angle towards the rear of the plane. So it's gonna drop in there like that and then just pop into place, okay? Here, here, all right? Now, they give you a little Allen wrench, okay? And you got 2 grub screws on either side of this gear. You're going to want this gear to angle towards the rear of the plane. Okay. You'll see this little grub screw here. Now, you really no place to, really can't, you can kind of push your finger up in there a little bit to hold that up a little bit. Be careful that peg that this is going to attach to. Just be careful, don't lose these grub screws, okay? Just undo them a little bit. Hold it over your little magnetic tray if you have any. I just highly suggest getting yourself these little magnetic trays. Get them at any hardware store, any place like that, to where they're out just a little bit. Okay. Okay. Put your finger in there if you can't really get a hold of it that well. Okay, yeah, I can. Yeah, I can. All right. Yeah. There. Yeah, I can see it. Now it's coming out quite a bit. Okay. You'll see it. It's obvious when it comes out. Should be a flat spot there on the side of that shaft that you want it to connect to. Remember, right to tight, left to loose. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. And all I'm doing get it nice and snug on there. Okay? So all you're trying to do, just get it nice and snug. Nice. Sweet. All right. Now, get a good foam, like a foam tack or regular Chinese glue, whatever you want to use. We're going to attach our winglets. Now, what are we doing here? We're attaching foam to foam, okay? So anytime I'm going to be attaching foam to foam, or gluing foam to foam, I'm going to rough that surface up a little bit. I'm using foam tack. This is the brand I like to use. I like foam tack. It's just very, very, very easy to work with. You're going to adhere it, get it in there like that, pull it apart, get stringy. One more time, pull it apart, and then get it in there for good. All right, and that'll just rub off on your fingers. Okay. Go ahead, rough that surface up a little bit. Put some foam tack on there. Okay. Put it in there, pull it out. Pull it in there, press it together, pull it out, get stringy, put it back in there a third time. Now leave that alone. All right, now I'm not going to hook up any control surfaces yet because I want to install my radio. Okay. And that is the basic assembly of the HOBBYKING VIPER 64. And just to show you a little feature inside the plane, see, I'm so glad I labeled everything. Look at what I've got right here. I've got myself a shelf right there. Well, that just screams for me to mount my receiver right there, up and out of the way. Alrighty. And that's the basic assembly. Like I said, I don't hook up any control surfaces until I get the radio in there. And that way I've got all the servos are all nice and centered and I get everything set up the way I want it. All right, folks, that concludes the unbox and assembly of the HOBBYKING 64 VIPER. Next time you see this plane, we'll be out in the field and we'll get our flight. And then after the flight, we'll come back and we'll go over the rates. We'll go about radio setup. Trim, everything about the flight, all my AS3X settings. I'm going to be putting an AR630 antennaless receiver in there because on that shelf. And all right, we'll see you at the field. God bless y'all. Don't forget, faith, family, and friends at HOBBYKING. Thank you for sending me the plane and the batteries out for review. God bless y'all, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye. God is good.